What up, y'all? Bankroll Tim, bedded up. Got this paint thing right here on them 8s. Gonna go over some shit with the suspension. The back's doing some rubbing, so we're gonna check out what's going on underneath the back of it. I'm trying to get better with these videos, but I'll be filming, up and down for reels and stuff like that. But then I gotta remember to turn around and film this way too, so the YouTube videos come out better. I don't spend that much time editing and stuff, y'all. All right, y'all. Bankroll Tim, bedded up. We'll put this in with something. What up? What up? Bankroll Tim, bedded up. As you can see at this time, the white box Chevy 4-door LS Bro shell is gone. It's going to get the underbody, body work done and painted underneath. It's gonna go, I think he said black, a gloss black. And when it comes back, I can set it on the front. So don't know how long that's gonna take, but all right, here's the beginning of this paint thing. Now, it's got 28s on it, Villanos. I guess it had 4 Giottos on there before. And the offset is different, but the tires are rubbing in the back. In front of the tire right there, you can see on the body, boom. The wheel lips are trimmed on it, and the calipers are clogged. I don't even know, I'm not even sure who did the work. But anyways, the car doesn't have an anti-roll on the back. But other than that, the offset is different from the 4 Giotto to this. So this wheel actually sits out a little bit more than the 4 Giotto 8 that was on it. I don't know the name of that wheel, the 4 Giotto that was on it, but if you guys know this car, you know which ones they are. So by looking up underneath there, they have these control arms that are on there that are, somebody made them, and they got rubber bushings in there, and the rear end is just moving all over the place, side to side. It has QA1 coilovers, I believe, in there, which are a bolt-in style, but then they have a cross brace, and they left the coilovers in front of the rear end. So there's a cross brace in there, the tabs are welded. It doesn't look that good to me. But anyways, I'm gonna get this thing up in the air, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about in depth and let you see it all. But the car is leaning to this side. But the owner said that it tucked harder before with the other wheels. Well, it was given the illusion that it was tucked harder because the wheels set in more, which makes the car look like it sits lower. But this side is lower than the passenger side. Now this has variable rate springs on it, so they're 175 350s. And as I've said before, they don't work for these cars with big rims, shit like that. It just don't work. So the passenger spring right now is completely collapsed. Every coil is what they call coil bound, so everyone is touching. That spring is set higher on the right side than the left side. This side has a little bit of gap, but I don't know. I haven't even taken the car down the street or anything the way it is. I just looked underneath there and seen what's going on. So we're gonna put double adjustable upper and lower control arms on it, the right ones, the real shit, and change the springs to a 12 DP 300. This car has 2 15-inch subs in it, big box, so it's got some weight back there. Leave that cross brace where it's at as of right now, because once I get in the air and look at it, I was looking at it on the ground the other day. But the other thing is putting an anti-roll on it. This car has a brace underneath the housing that goes straight across. We should be able to clear that with a undermount anti-roll. I'm gonna do the undermount anti-roll on here because I don't want to have to put a brace in the top of the car, and it's got a 9-inch in it, and you're always too close with keeping the car this low in the back with running a cross member and running an anti-roll off there. So Undermounts, yes, before I said I hated them, I didn't like them. You got to use them on A bodies, but now that I used it on here and a couple other box Chevys, it is a good idea underneath, and it does clear my bracing underneath the housings. So, good shit. But I'll have more on this as we go. So, first little video clip, and I'll be back. All right, y'all, I'm back. We got the pink thing in the air, and we're looking at some things underneath of it and what's going on, what we're gonna do. So, I got my headlamp on so you guys can see what I see. All right, back here, we have, like I said, they put a cross brace up in there from side to side in the front of the rear end, which, you know, we do everything off the back of the rear end. So I was saying before, it's like a bolt-in style because it's to the front, but it does have the brackets on the bottom. So anyways, we're gonna leave that. We're gonna change the spring, because if spring is a variable rate spring and it does not work, it collapses the spring. The passenger one is totally collapsed when it's on the ground. And let me go on this side. Look at how much space you have on this one. This one. So they're trying to set the car level, which didn't set the car level because it has no anti-roll. Anti-roll sets everything level. These control arms, yeah guys, look at this. Look at this big nasty shit. And then look at it, they welded it together. And it was supposed to be double adjustable, so it's supposed to have a nut right here. This side too. I'm not making this shit up. Look, they welded it. But these big ass bushings, they do nothing but move around. I'm trying to do this. Okay, so here. Let's see if I can get this one. Look at that, guys. Look. God damn it, my headlamp and the shadow. All right, so that's not even on there. Really, it's not even tight. The arm is fatter. The arm is fatter than the bushing. That's wrong. Look. So we got a jam nut on this side and no jam nut on this side. So they're just big, they're bulky. It looks like somebody made them, or maybe they're like some universal car lifts or some bullshit. This side is collapsed, so you can see they tighten the shit out of it because it's too wide. Again, got a jam nut on this side, no jam nut on that side. The bushing clearance down here, you can see. Damn it. All right, so anyways, you can see the sleeve inside here. So there's a gap right here. So the rear end's moving around a lot, side to side, which is causing the tires to rub and shit like that. Look at this gold bracket right here, guys. Doesn't look like it's really bent. Oh yeah, it's bent. That means the spring was collapsed and put all that pressure on here, and when it bottomed out, bam, bam, it bent the shit out of this bracket. I got a set of these on the wall, so I'll switch those out. This side, as you guys can see, that's not bent. And that's crazy, because this is the side that's collapsed right now when you set the car on the ground. Meaning that every single one of these spring gaps is touching all the way through when the car sits on the ground. So yeah, we're gonna change. We got the double adjustable uppers, double adjustable lowers right here in the box. Boom. We got the anti-roll, undermount anti-roll. This one is the 3/8 one, but we're not gonna use this one. We need the billet one, so that was a mistake. So got the billet one coming, and this stuff's gotta go back. And that means the joint, or the length is bigger, fatter, takes 1/2-inch bolts instead of 3/8 bolts, and obviously fatter here. So this stuff's gotta go back. So we got the arms, we got the arm here. These are 9/16 bolts for the car side, and a 1/2-inch bolt for the upper side, and then we'll be able to use the 9/16 on the bottom. Then we got the 9/16 spacers right here, which are for the heim joints that have the Teflon in there, the real shit, no noise. God, we're going with this car has 15s in the back, big ass box, all that. So We got the Viking springs, you know I use that. So it's a 12 DP 300. The ones that are on here are QA1s, and they are the variable rate. Right there you can see it says, oh, if I keep the light shadowed right. 175, 350 variable rate. So if one side of the spring is real close, like how the top is, and the other part of the spring is open, you don't want variable rate springs on these cars. I normally do a 250, but it's a 300 for this one because it's got the 215s in there. Boom. And it'd be able to set right. Right. Oh yeah. So yeah. So when the car's down, that shit is hitting. So rear end needs to be moved back a little bit. But with the anti-roll is going to help with the sway, because when the car leans down this way, the tire comes forward. When the car leans the other way, the tire moves forward. So you get a little rub here. You can see on the frame. See the rub marks on the frame right there? Boom. That's how far, I mean, that's a pretty good gap, but look how that rub is. So this rear end is moving all over the place. Some more shit for y'all. They clock the rotors, or clock the calipers, and that's real far down, which is fine. It's a big caliper, so you don't want it hitting the frame, which it hasn't hit the frame, so whoever did that, that was a plus. Which I don't know who did what or what. I do know that this car is fully frame braced underneath here, which is awesome, because it is all chromoly, and it's all TIG welded. I'm not sure of the guy's name, but he did an excellent job underneath here. Excellent job. The way that he cut the G-force cross member, capped it, and put the, what is this, like 1/4 inch, 3/16 tabs on here, and bolted it back in. That's raw. I don't like the G-force cross members, which whatever. I don't know what was charged to do this, but it's nice. Yes, it's not painted, but I think somebody else is gonna paint it. They did a really nice job. Real nice. The TIG welding is beautiful. Like how you put it in the hole. You want to go like he did, deeper in the frame, so that way you're grabbing more, so it makes everything stronger. TIG weld and chromoly. Chromoly is half the weight of mild steel, so it's thinner, but it's stronger, so it's lighter. But it's all tied together very, very nice. Only thing that I can see that I don't like, even though he's double barred here, you still have, nothing's connected to here. So the upper, this one goes up to the upper tray for the torque box, because those pull, the uppers and the bottoms push up. So this little area right here could still bend a little bit because it's not welded here. So should have came off of this with one more tube to the back of here. That's what I would do, but it is still a very nice job. Cars that have superchargers, cars that have turbos, blah, blah, they have a lot of torque. So when torque comes into play and you get some hook, you'll start bending the shit out the frame. Because the lowers, like I said, the lowers push up into here. But yeah, I've said it before, many videos. Something was going on here with the brakes. Man, I wish I could. Something's grinding. And then it's got some lube. So I'll have to double check that when I take the wheels off. You guys know me, I use the super drops for all the adjustability, and then of course my coilovers come off the back, and then I keep them as close to the outside of the frame as possible, or to the inside of the frame, so that way they can run the exhaust through. Did I cut the pipes off with it? No, I didn't touch the pipes on this one. That's how this one came in. But yeah, I'm not sure about that bar up there, if it's actually in the same spot, because to me it looks like this side might be back a little more and higher. And then this side right here, you can see they torched the section out, which they didn't even have to touch this up here if they weren't going to put the cross brakes in the back. But this side's like torched out. They didn't even try to clean it up. And then this side is torched out, but yet they cleaned it up. But you can see right here, take my finger, and my finger does not go in there, right? Go this side. Let's see. I'm trying to get up in here. Man, look. My finger can go in there a little bit. So this bar to me is lower on this side, which if we look at this hole, bam, bam, look at this side. It might not be, but anyways. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get these control arms off of here, get the other ones on there, so I can set everything. And we'll see what's going on. Oh, what I was saying about the rear end. Somebody narrowed it, and then they moved these boxes, the stock boxes in, and these boarded up welds. But they cut the stock box off, moved it in. So the time it took to do this, so let's say this car needs another 1/2 inch. We can't even do another 1/2 inch. We'd have to change the lower box, move it all in, stuff like that. And I would rather have the coilovers on the back of the rear end, but we didn't discuss that. We just discussed getting the rear end to stop moving side to side and shit like that, causing rubbing. And man, it's kind of nice. Shit. That's a good 1.5 inches right there. Let's see this side, this side. Yeah, I mean, it's somewhat squared up to the frame. All right, y'all. Bankroll Tim, set it up. I'll come back with a little bit more on this one. I'll be back in a minute. All right, y'all. So, on the pink thing, I already ran into a problem, and this is why people don't know, I don't know, people just don't know what the hell they're doing. But anyways, let me point this out. So you see the tires rubbing there. So with 1.5 inches of clearance from the backside of the wheel to there, there's no way that this thing should have been rubbing there, but obviously with turning and leaning side to side, spring rate not being right, no anti-roll, the spring set wrong. You got the back of the tire towards the back of the car because when you're turning, it's leaning, boom, again, no anti-roll. You can see right here how the tire was digging into the car, boom. So once they made these arms like this, and like I said again, guys, look at this bullshit. Like, this is bullshit, and then they weld it. But these really do look like some UMI garbage. There's so much rubber here that this is all, it moves. Like, under the weight of this car, it just moves. But, so now you can see that the arms were in. Then somebody decided to do this bullshit setup in the front of the rear end because people are dumb. Look at, you can't get the bolt out. So there's a good, what, 3/4 more of the bolt. All right, this headlamp is gonna piss me off. But anyways, so it runs directly into here. Look, there's no moving that to get it out. The front bolt for this side was just finger tight in here. Took it right off, no problem, boom. So yeah, there's more bullshit. So now, what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna cut off wheel, and I'm gonna have to notch a little notch out of this. Maybe I'll have to go on a longer angle to be able to get this bolt out and to be able to put the new bolts in for the new setup. So this was done after this. Again, bullshit ass arms. This shit, look, I can't make this shit up. Look at the nasty ass weld down there. Once I get them out on the ground, but look at it. That is their jam nut. Oh yeah, that looks good. Here, I'll just weld it. Dumbasses, man. Dumbasses. Why would you want this bullshit compared to this real shit? Like, it's real. Double adjustable, bam, jam nuts, boom, you lock it. Real shit. Come on, guys. So that's when these guys charge you more for the parts and then make it look like they're giving you a break on the labor. And then you're like, oh, okay, well, parts cost parts. Well, no, these guys out there are overcharging on parts and this and that and doing dumb shit like this. I mean, dumb. Now, again, I don't know when it was done. Maybe it was done years ago, but for whoever to do that coilover in there and not know the right spring rate, and to put that on there, I mean, the brace is okay, you know. I don't like doing the straight bar, this and that. I love doing the super drop boxes, more adjustability, all that shit, real shit. This, compared to what I do, this is bullshit, all bullshit. And if you think I'm lying, I mean, there's proof right there, real shit. All the cars I do. Real shit. Yeah, I might not get as many cars out as everybody else, but Jesus Christ, I'm one guy up in here and my son. But yeah, look at that upper arm. Just horrible. How are you gonna have a jam nut on one side and not on the other side? And then you're like, oh yeah, I'll just weld it. And then the bushing is just smooth. All right, so I have to take the coilover out completely in order to get that bolt out. So see, again, why would you mount it in the front? Because that's how the car came, with the front mount shock. No, you put the cross brace, look, you took the time to put the cross brace in it, put the cross brace in the right spot, on the back. You have the bracket right here. You could have put it on the back. Boom. It would have still went exactly how you had it here, just been on the back side, which is the right way to do it. Oh man, I don't get it. All right, y'all, I'll be back with some more fuckery. This side, same thing. Boom, rubbing there. This side, you can tell, was rubbing even harder, which was rubbing harder there, but only rubbing here a little bit. But yet, it pulled the screw out, so the screw was digging into the tire. So he said the car rode good going straight, but obviously turning, rubbing. Oh, there you go. The car leans. You gotta have anti-rolls. Billet anti-rolls. That bolt-on QA1 shit, to me, I'm sorry, that's bullshit. So you guys buying them kits still, bullshit. A real anti-roll is a billet anti-roll that goes underneath. Then you got these guys that are like, oh yeah, you can't run them all the time. Oh, during everyday driver. Oh, it's gonna break. Oh, this and that. I have yet to see a billet one break. The smaller ones, yes, they've broke. But it takes a long time for them to break. But they bend, and people don't notice it, and they break off, whatever. Billet, 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 billet. Big billet, half-inch bolts. 6-inch links, 8-inch links, whatever. Boom. Undermount is fine. I know I went years ago saying that undermount I didn't like, which I didn't in the beginning. But now it works. And this one will have an undermount on it. So the cups will go here. And you can't put the cups directly straight down, because if you put the cups directly straight down, the undermount anti-bracket, the piece that the bar goes to, does angle forward a little bit, but you can put these cups on and you can go a little bit farther forward, so that way it sends it forward more, and then it puts you right in the spot of where you need to be up here, which again, on this, I'm gonna have to take these, I mean, look at these brackets, which whatever. I know this had to be brought down, this and that, but I'm gonna have to change this shit in here because I need this area in order to put the link mount for the anti-roll in this area, which I'll probably plate it because it's fucking real thin and goofy. So I'll plate it, weld it, and then weld the pieces on. And that way I can weld that bracket. I'll be able to weld that bracket right back to it, to wherever I go. So I'll probably be right in between the exhaust bracket right there and the, yeah, it'd be right in there somewhere. So I'll just take that and move it over. So I'll cut it, get it out of my way, and I'll plate that, straighten that section out with a crescent wrench, boom, boom, and I'll plate it right there with some 3/16, probably by like fucking 4 or 5 inches long and about 2 inches wide, boom, and weld it to the car, and then put the anti-roll mount right on there, and it'll be stronger for that area. So, all right, y'all, I'll be back in a minute on this pink thing on these velocros. 28 7-inch lip. Overall 11, so it's by 10, so 11 overall, which is perfect for these cars. Then you don't have to get in a tub and shit like that. All right, I'll be back. All right, y'all, back on the pink thing over here, bet it up. Back on the pink thing. We got the lowers taken out, which I was saying, these are some bullshit, like some serious bullshit. Boom. Put that real shit up in there. And trick chassis, double adjustable, boom. Put the 9/16 bolt in there. Boom. Got that in. We took the coilovers out because obviously had to take the coilovers out to be able to get to that bolt because they have the coilovers in the front and it's blocking that bolt. So now we're about to get these out, and we already got rid of this BS variable rate spring. Let me show you back here. Take the coilovers back here. All right, so the variable rate bullshit that does not work on these cars, you guys. And this is QA1, which I don't care for QA1, which whatever. It's up to you. I'm a Viking guy. But this is, see, it's a variable rate. 175, 350. So how the coils are spaced here, and then they get tighter here. Well, this shit don't work when you got 215s, 412s, shit like that in the trunk. And this is a 12-inch spring. So now we left his, 12-inch QA1, which is only a single adjustable. This is your ride quality, so it's just compression. You only got single. Viking, you get double. Oh, so anyways, Viking spring, bam, goes right on here. And we put the 300s on here. So 12 DP 300. If you got some 15s in the trunk, got a big ass box. But, so we got that switched over. Like I said, the brackets were bent. This side is the good side, but I'm just gonna go ahead and put 4 brand new ones on there, both sides, because I have all that extra on the wall for stuff like this. The one side was bent. So yeah, we're about to get these uppers switched out on here. And that's where we're at. And I will be right back. But yes, this bullshit. All right, y'all, I'll be back. And we back on it, back on it. All right, so got the control arms on it, uppers, lowers, boom. I haven't got the coilovers back on it yet because I'm gonna plate this area. So I had to clean this up. I didn't get no footage of it, but this side had one spot that was welded to for the exhaust hanger here. There was one, I had to straighten this out anyways. But I'm gonna plate this because this is gonna be under my anti-roll, so the cup's gonna be here. And then link is gonna go here, but I'm gonna plate it to make it stronger because them anti-rolls, you know, you're taking a lot of pressure to them. We don't need this flexing and flexing and flexing because it's been welded to. You know what I'm saying? So this side, as you can see, I mean, there was 1, 2, 3 things all welded on here. It took me a long time to get the shit off of here, get the grinder up in here, and get it all off. But this side is bent more. But that's another thing with plating this. So I'm gonna plate it across here probably about 2 inches or 1.5 inches, 2 inches by, I don't know, like 6 inches, 5 inches, something right there. I'm gonna plate it, I'm pretty sure I got some 3/16 laying back there. But yeah, that's what's going on here. I already chucked those raggedy ass control arms in the scrap bin. We took the exhaust down. These brackets were done nice because whoever did the TIG welding underneath there, you know, you can see it's TIG welded right there. So I guess the exhaust is getting changed, which is a good thing because look at that, guys. That is completely cracked open. Now there's the TIG welding spot from the factory. This is how it was welded to this pipe, but still, look, it's completely cracked all right there. So I didn't know the exhaust was getting changed, but I just ran my head right into that tire. But yeah, give you a better idea. Boom. So the guy, I don't know his exact name that did this, Mark something I think, but it's chromoly, and it's a very, very, very nice job. Excellent job. So as soon as I find out his info, you guys that want chromoly work, stuff like that, bracing and stuff, oh, there you go. He worked around everything that was on here. I'm pretty sure he pulled the exhaust down too. And then he had to make it sit just a little bit lower right here to clear, which obviously he'd have to. But yeah, so all the old bolts are off. All bullshit ass bolts. I did drill all the holes. That's a 9/16 thickness bolt. So there's a 13/16 head. Right here, as you can see, 9/16 bolt. And that's another thing, you can see how tight all this was. Whoever set this up, I mean, very tight. But yeah, this is a 7/8 nut on that side, and 13/16 head on that side. But 9/16, bigger, better. A lot of these guys, a car would be a 9/16 bolt car to start with, and then they'll put a 1/2 inch bolt in there, and then it's sloppy inside the rear end, sloppy inside the car side. As you can see again, you can tell that's 9/16 all day. But then you got the arm inside here, you got the play inside the arm, then you got the play of the bolt inside the frame of the car. So these were egged out, so I drilled it through with the 9/16. Well, put the 9/16 bolt in there. Makes everything tighter. So I found out this guy was asking why the car was so, I guess you could use the term G-body shuffle. The ass end of the car was like moving around a lot, and everybody told him it was just because or the people told them it was because of all the power, because it's got a supercharged LS in it. And obviously all the bushings, you guys seeing them, they're garbage. All the bolt holes, garbage. So now it's all put together right. The anti-roll did not show up today. I was really hoping it would show up today, and it didn't. But I'm gonna get that plated and then get the anti-roll on there and have the coilovers back on here. And you guys will be able to see that. The underneath is gonna get cleaned up and painted. Somebody else is doing it, but they're gonna do it here. So yeah, all right, y'all. I'll be right back with this. We're showing you the rest of putting the coilovers back on and stuff like that. Bet it up, paint it. Be right back. All right, y'all. I'm back. Booyah. Let's see what's going on over here. I got the anti-roll on. And this is what I did. So I cleaned up that area, like I said. So I put a piece of 3/16 on there. That's like 7 inches by 1.5 inches. But I wanted this area to be stronger. And then I went and I welded. It's still a little warm, but I welded this underneath, which is the piece that comes with the anti-roll bar. And this is trick chassis, and this is billet. So you got, this is a billet steel arm right here, the metal caps at the end here. This is an aluminum link. These got the 1/2 inch bolts, 3/4 head. They're fine thread. Up here, this is thicker, but I got it, you know, not too shabby, I guess. Got it all plated in. Got it all welded in, fully welded in. You guys like my LED light? Oh, it's pretty bright, right? I broke it the other day. Anyways, this side, same thing. This light's working better than my my headlamp. Oh, light's on the way. So yeah, again, and then you can see. If I want to block it. So there you go. You see up there, it's welded okay. It's got a lot more strength to it. I could plug weld it, but it's going to get exhaust. The exhaust that was on here was shit. But they could go ahead and use that hole right there. They could drill through that, and then they could bolt a muffler hanger to it, you know. But yeah, welded on the housing, which not too bad. Penetrated. Had to grind that up. Had to grind this inside part of the cup, the chute, this part, the bracket. I had to grind it down more because this is bigger than that side. And then I'll go ahead and show you this side, which this was the first weld in the dark. But anyways, it's penetrated. And then I circled in the middle because I traveled one way on one side, one way on the other side. But anyways, it's all good. Anti-roll is on there. Put this back up. Control arms, double adjustable. Uppers and lowers are in there. Boom, rear end is set at height. Boom, I obviously didn't put the coilover back in here yet because of putting this anti-roll. Anti-roll bar. Better than a sway bar. Sway bars and that new style, like I said, they got a clamp that clamps it to the axle tube. So it clamps it to here, and then it goes forward. And it's QA1 I'm talking about. And then it goes this way, and it's got a link kind of like this that goes in the same area. But that shit is not going to hold down these cars. When we have all the weight that we have in them, and we have these big ass rims, and we already are dealing with tight fitting areas, we want all the control. And as long as your anti-roll bar, your weld-on setup is together, it's a billet one, it's strong, you're not gonna have problems with them breaking. I've obviously made that part of the frame up there a lot stronger than what it was, which you can see this side was already all bent up from whatever was going on. Straighten it out, welded that piece on there, welded that piece, boom. So it's way stronger. 7 inches wide right there, boom. This car does have the frame bracing, which is chrome moly. Again, shout out to the man who did that. Did a beautiful job. Not that you needed me to say that, but compared to, you know, that shit up there. Anyways, this is the notch I was talking about. I had to cut out to be able to get the bolts out of the lower control arm. So like I said, this was done after those bullshit arms were put in. But yeah, as for anti-rolls. The biggest thing out there now is that everybody's like, there's people, certain people, whatever, saying that, oh yeah, they're braking and you can't drive them every day. They can't be on an everyday car. Oh, it's got to be on a race car. Oh, this and that. You can only use them to go straight down the track. Blah blah blah. No, you can use that shit every day as long as it's strong anti-roll and it's welded in correctly. I've seen guys with the other style that go to the bar up top, and when they weld it to the cross brace up there, they only weld one side of it. You have to weld both sides of it, and then their welds are shit anyways, and then they break off. The little ones break because the arm is just metal pieces right here that are open, and it's got a 3/8 bolt here, and the arm just starts tweaking, and it breaks the arm off. Boom. So yeah, you don't want the cheap one, you want the good one. You spend the money, do it right the first time. You won't have a problem, and you have the right person doing it. But all right, that's the next part of this little bid. And the coilovers are ready to go back in it, but like I said, the underneath is getting painted. So tomorrow, hopefully it gets cleaned and painted and be bolted back up. I'll be able to set it back down. I put the rear end back to where it was. The pinion angle at this point is a little bit lower. They had it up, so once I put the wheels on it and see, I'll be able to totally adjust it. I'll clean up that a little bit, put a little paint on the frame, put a little paint on that, so that way when we test drive it, if we get any rubbing, which I know that anti-roll right there is helping it 100%. So, all right, y'all. Once again, look at that beautiful racing that somebody did. All right, bet it up. That pink thing, that salmon thing. All right, I'll be back. All right, y'all. I'm back. All right, the hole underneath of the car is painted, as you can see. Boom. So now I'm going to put the coilovers back in the back and the wheels on it, set it down, adjust the rear end, jam the control arms, and it should be good. Yes, sir. All right, right back. All right, I'm back. Got the front wheels on, got the locks on there. Well, the only reason I had the front wheels off was to clear to get that Pontiac in. Ooh. But anyways, I got the coilovers on it. I have the anti-roll on it. Squaring up the rear end right now. Top of the coilover is tight, bottom's loose because I'm not sure of the height. I mean, this is where I set it, which is pretty low. It's from the top of tub all the way up in there to there's 22 1/4. But like I said, the shocks always come down about 2 inches when you go down. So this should be about right, but I might have to change the bottom hole on the gold bracket and the bottom hole on the bracket on the rear end side. So I put brand new gold brackets on here because the other ones were bent. Like I said earlier in the video, you can see how bent that is. Boom. Yeah. Anti-roll, double adjustable control arm, change the springs, and I'm resetting everything. So I'm about to set it, put the wheels on the back and set it down. And I'll be right back. Booyah. All right, y'all, here we are. Set it up. It is done. It is on the wheels. Everything's bolted, everything's tight. I'm trying to get you guys a good shot at this thing. We're outside riding some shit, making noise. Anyways. Bankroll Tim, set it up. There we are. 28 Volanos on it. Boom. Same height on both sides when it came in. The left side was lower. Took out those variable rate springs, put them 300s in there, 12-inch. So it's 12 DP 300 on a 12-inch shock. And yeah. All right, y'all. That's all I got. It's dark outside. I can't get a video of it outside. Maybe my kid will get one later, and I'll post it. But all right, y'all. I'm out. Bankroll Tim.